Well, hi everyone, this is Maggie. I'm glad that you stopped by to see me today. I don't have anything real particular planned today, except I did want to start on the nursing journal a wee bit by maybe making some pieces of ephemera, and I really don't have a plan today for this video today. So we'll just see how it goes. My printer wasn't working properly. I can't get it to print. My daughter wanted me to print out some of the Lord's Prayer cards for her so that she can give to her patients. So she's starting in her role as a chaplain today. And my printer let me print that, but it won't let me print anything else. So yeah, there you go. But that's all right. I want to make some pieces of ephemera for the nursing journal. And I've gotten out my idea book because I don't want to make all the things. I want to decide what I want to make. So we'll see. We'll hopefully get, some 2 or 3 pieces done today. The one thing that I do want to do is I want to do another pocket. Well, I actually made it into a tuck spot on one of these envelopes with the large windows, and I've been keeping an eye out for these. I always throw them away before, but I've been keeping an eye out for them and trying to be a little bit more careful about how I open them. So I think I'll start with this. I've pulled out some paper here, some miscellaneous kind of things. This is some scraps that maybe I'll use on this envelope. This I just pulled out of some miscellaneous paper that I had. I'm not even sure where it came from. This is it came out of a Paper Studio pad. It's a nice weight cardstock, but it isn't double-sided, so I have to keep that into remembrance when I, think about what I'm going to make. These came from the old laced Stamperia paper pad. I have to say that Stamperia is probably one of my favorite collections. The paper is just so nice. It's heavy cardstock, but not too heavy. And the patterns, the papers are always so beautiful. You hate to use them. But I think these would go nice there because this is going to have a more of a vintage vibe. I don't want it to be grungy, but just vintage. And I thought this cover, it looks very vintagey to me. I don't know if it does to anybody else, but it does to me. And so I think any of these papers would fit nicely in this. I really don't necessarily try to match papers up with whatever the cover is, but I do in a way, I guess, but it's not that I want a brown journal, but the papers that I selected are very vintage. So I think that these papers will work nicely, add a little bit of color, we'll see. I'm just going to kind of play today and see what we can come up with. All right, so I think I'm going to start with this envelope because all I'm going to do to it is kind of trim the top of it off. I just need to decide which way I want it to go. Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I probably want it to go to this orientation because this is really too long, and then if I add on some for the border. All right, so we're going to cut it off. Now let's give ourselves, I don't know how much that is. It looks like a generous 1/2 inch. Okay. And this I don't need for anything, so I'm going to throw it in the handy dandy trash bag. And then I need to decide which way I want to put it on this. I guess it doesn't matter. Whatever way I choose is the way it's going to, whatever side I cut is the way it's going to go. So it's going to be, it can be a pocket behind here. Once I put it down. It could be a pocket behind here and then a tuck spot. So, or it can just be a tuck spot. That's what I did with my other one, so we'll see. But I do want to kind of collage this. I'm going to just trim an itty bitty, very scant amount off of the edge of this to open this edge up. And I don't think we made it all the way up. Let's see. No, not quite all the way up. All right, well, let's try it again. Okay. All right. Oh, now I kind of wish I would have done this. Oh, well, this is fine. This will be fine. So this is not going to be a removable piece. It's going to be glued down. We'll have a tag in it or a journal card with some sort of a picture that will go on here. This kit, this journal, the ephemera for it, there's a lot of photographs, old photographs of nurses or, nursing classes. So I'll put a larger tag in it. Maybe one a little bit wider than this with a nice focal point that's kind of down here. And it doesn't have to be this tall. I can, as long as it sticks out the top. So how wide is this? This is almost 3 inches. So if I made it 3 inches, then it would fit nicely in that pocket. But we're not going to do that today. Today we're just going to collage the little bit of the front of this and set it aside. So I pulled out some papers. I've got a book page. I've got a lot more over here to the side of me. My desk is a mess again. Unfortunately, I think with the 3 journals going on, my mind is a little bit scattered with that. But we'll do it. We'll be okay. I'll be fine. No worries. Alright. I still got this nasty bruise on my hand. I tried to cover it up, but it's just too warm for that. So I'm sorry you have to look at it, but I'm sorry I have it. It is what it is. That's not straight. I do really enjoy this little cutter. I mean, it's just, for what I paid for it, I certainly will get my money's worth out of it. There's no doubt about that. It doesn't have, like I said before, the features that, the bigger trimmers have, but for this, it's really perfectly fine. Maybe that could go there. Cut this book page down a little bit. So I hope everybody's doing good. This is Monday for me. Hopefully this video will go up for Tuesday for y'all. But I hope you had a nice weekend. I did. We had, I got quite a bit accomplished on Saturday, and then was hit with another beastly migraine. They warned me though about the treatment that I'm receiving for my migraines, that it would get, once it was time before my next treatment, the migraines would probably get really bad, and they're probably the worst migraines that I've ever had. And I didn't start getting migraines. I mean, I worked with so many nurses that were troubled by migraines that were so much younger than myself, and I mean, they would be out of work sometimes for several days in a row, you know. So I'm thankful that my migraines are not as bad as some people's are. And I remember my mother had migraines as well. But I actually didn't start getting them until I was older. And it was a traumatic experience that triggered them, I think. Yeah, a traumatic kind of an experience triggered them. And so, oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. Sorry about that. He just needed a little bit of love. So anyway, I don't need to talk about my migraines. I'm sure there's people within hearing of me that suffers with them as well, and I don't need to tell you how miserable they could be. I am thankful, though, I didn't have them throughout my whole adult life. I've only had migraines for about the last 15 years, and they come in spurts, you know, but lately, this last year, I've had the most trouble with them, which is why I decided to go for this treatment, you know, start this Botox treatment. You know, I'm not even sure what I'm doing here. I am so sorry. All right, come on, Maggie, get with the program. Yeah, just do it. Just do it, lady. It's so funny because my daughter is always telling her baby daughter, you can do it, Leah, you can do hard things. Well, she's just 5 months old, but to me, she acts like a 6-month-old baby. She just, and I hate to say that because I don't want people to think, well, she's just your granddaughter. She's your granddaughter. That's why you think like that. No, it's not. I used to do, when I worked at the high school for pregnant and unwed mothers, I did developmental tests on the babies that they brought to put in the nursery. And like I said, they were kind of developmental, a developmental test to see where they were developmentally, and then, you know, if they seemed to be lagging in some area, I could suggest ways to the moms that they, things that they could do that might help, and you know, help the baby with those areas where they maybe were a little lacking. So yeah, I think my little granddaughter is really functioning at it. And she's 5 weeks early. She was 5 weeks early. She was a month early. Not 5 weeks, but she was a month early. So she's very determined. She is very determined. And she works and works and works at something until she gets it right. It took her quite... I'm just placing these pieces on here and I'm talking. There's no reason for me to be moving this slowly. I know that. I really do. I'm sorry. Let me put another piece of book page. But if she wants to do something, she just works and works and works at it till she figures it out. And once she does, it is the cutest thing to watch her. I mean, she rolled over yesterday. Well, she tried to roll over. She was almost there, and and she fell asleep. And just kind of, my daughter and I were both there watching her, so, you know, we weren't letting her sleep on her tummy or anything. We know better than that. But, yeah, she was partly rolled over, and she just fell asleep. But then when she woke up, she rolled over all the way and rolled back again. So she's been trying to do it and almost doing it, but she did it yesterday, and she's been laughing. She's just so cute. She can keep you entertained. I can watch her for hours. My daughter, sometimes she'll say, Mom, you need to move out of the way so I can do what I need to do. I feel bad, but I can't help it. I just love watching her. She just is, oh, it's funny. I know I'm a little bit prejudiced. I know that. I can't help it. I just cannot help it. You would be too if you'd think she was adorable too. But my daughter and I agreed not to show any pictures of her. I would love to show y'all, but I talked it over with my daughter. I knew it really wasn't the right thing to do, and I asked her how she felt about it, and she definitely felt the same way. So I said, okay, that I will not do that. I will not do that. Okay, so that's not too bad. It's all right. I'll just glue this down. I got all new. They're not new. They're just ones that I cleaned out. Glue bottles with clean nozzles, and so far so good. So that took a minute to do. I had some Fabri-Tac in one that I just could not get it out. And I literally had to wait for it to kind of solidify. And then I was able to pull it out, which was weird, the way it came out. I'm just going to trim off the excess on these when I have excess. Oh my gosh, I can't believe how slow I'm going. Get this done. I'm going to use this side. I tried to work with Canva. I wanted to do some work on the journal that I'm making for my husband, and I've used Canva before to do this, but for some reason I just couldn't get it to do it over the weekend when I was trying. I don't know what I was doing wrong, that I couldn't get it to do what I wanted it to print out the way I wanted it to print, like a double, like a regular, like a page we put in our journal, double-sided. 8.5 by 11, but with 2 halves, I guess. That's what I want to say. I'm not sure if that's correct. But so I could put it in my junk journal, or in the journal with one photo and one picture in the front and one in the back, but I just couldn't get myself to that point. I felt really inadequate, really kind of stupid, but so sometimes with things like that, I find that if I just put it down and kind of walk away from it, and then come back to it later. So I'm going to try to go back to it today, because I really do need to start getting that together. I'm really flying by the seat of my pants with that one. And I meant to ink these pieces, and did I do it? Oh, nope, I did not. I'm in kind of sad shape. Oh dear. You all do see me at my best and my worst, and it seems my worst is shining through the last few days. Okay. So I'm going to try to trim this off. These extra little bits. Trying to throw my trash away here as I go. I really want to do another, I'd like to do a basket weave page on one of these journals with different scraps. I think that's so cool and interesting, but I'm trying to think of a way to make it kind of interactive, you know. Because that's a lot of fun to make. I like to do that. I have strips of pattern papers and then just, alright, so I will further embellish this once I get some pieces of, some fussy cuts or some pieces of nursing ephemera cut out. But at least this part is done. I think that'll make a great pocket. Alright, so I pulled out my little idea book. And let's see what we want to do. I think until I get some ephemera cut out, I'm a little bit limited in just what I can do. Because all I have is like flowers and butterflies, and this was fun. But I need to work on this part right here. It doesn't show the whole image when you open it up. But that's fun and cute, and I like that. Okay, I think I'm going to do this one for sure. I really, really like this one. This was a trifold, kind of a trifold that wrapped around the page. This was a pocket or a tuck spot, side pocket right here. And then you have two little pockets here, and then this is writing space that you can fold over and use as writing space. This one wasn't embellished, but same thing. And it's got the two little pockets. You can't see them because I didn't glue them. I mean, I didn't ink them. But it goes over the page, and you could, I didn't in here because I didn't want it to lose it, but you could just paper clip it in with a removable paper clip, and then, you know, the writing space would be flat. So maybe that's the way I'll do this one. So I think we're going to do one of those. And I want to use one of these double-sided papers for that. Maybe I'll use this one because the print is a little bit smaller. And let me see if I can remember how to do this. So it's really not difficult, but okay. So how tall is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 inches. So it's 6 inches tall. So I just need a strip that's, this I know was double-sided. I printed this on both sides, one of the background papers. So I'm going to trim this to make a 6-inch strip. And then I'll decide about if I want to either cut this off or do I want to make it some sort of an adjustment in how it's scored. So let's start with that. I need my bigger piece of, bigger thing here for that. Cut this off. So it doesn't really matter if I cut it off from the top or the bottom. for something else. All right. So I need to decide how I want to score this because I do want it to fold the right way. 1, 2, 3. These two are pretty even. This one's a little bigger. So I could score it every 4 inches. Or every 3 inches to make this one 4 inches. Let's see how that works. Let's see how this works, everyone. 1, 2, 3. No, I need 4. 4. Now let's go 3.5. 3.5 and 3.5 is 7. 3.5. 1, 2, 3. Yep. Now hopefully this will fold the way I want it to. I want it to go like this and like this. This will go like this. I'm talking to myself again, I'm sorry. So it can be folded like this. And then put down like this. And then you have your 2 little pockets and it'll open up like this. So, okay. So that is how we're going to score it. That's how we're going to do it. Let me make sure this is straight before I... Of course it's not straight. Okay. All right. So I want to put a hole right here. I could just use my circle punch, or I could use a die and cut something out. What do I want to do? Well, let me make some little pockets for right here first. And then do I want to use the same paper? Oh, I could use the back side. Okay, so we'll use the back side. And I need 3.5, not quite 3.5 by 3.5. Oh, 3.5 by, let's say, how tall do I want them? How tall were these little pockets? They weren't very tall. 2 inches. So 3.5 by 2. My show. I saw a couple more pieces of interactive Ephemera that I want to go back and check out. I'm very interested in them. Okay, now we're going to use my nifty. I love this Notch Punch. I really do like it a lot. Okay. Put this scoreboard away. I don't need it anymore right now. Oops. I think this is the tea dye. I'm not sure. I need to label it Maggie. Don't be so. Yeah, I cannot say enough about stem period paper, and I often see it on sale, sort of, on Amazon. And when I do, I try to grab it. But I don't think it's as expensive as some of the other companies. I think Echo Park is more expensive on the whole. And so is Cartabella. But I love all three of those collections of papers, but for some reason I especially like Stemperia. I'm never disappointed. Never ever disappointed in my Stemperia. Alright, I can't see the fold here, so I don't want to go over it, so. Oh wait, I need to decide which side I want to be. The outside. I'm kind of thinking that. And I put the ink on the wrong side of this. I mean the glue. I think in one of my other videos I was talking about my new clean glue bottles. And I said something about my ink bottles, and I thought, when I saw that, I thought, Maggie, what in the world were you thinking, lady? Sometimes I just amaze myself at the stupid things that come out of my mouth. Again, I do believe it's because I don't always focus the way I should. I let my mind wander. And I feel that's a very bad thing to do when you're wanting to spend time with the people that I'm making these videos for. So again, please forgive me. I'm trying my best to overcome that. I guess before I started making videos, it was, I didn't have that issue because, you know, I was by myself most of the time, and I could just do my thing and not worry. But now that's changed a little bit, and I want to be present for y'all as much as possible, so I hope you will forgive me. It's kind of a journey for me, you know, like a lot of things. You notice you find your downfalls or your imperfections, and you try your best to improve on them. Okay, so we have this much. This will go around the page like this. And this can fold really either direction, but okay. So I'm going to notch some of these corners because I like to do that. Oh, shucks. See, I got this one a little bit too close to the edge over here. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Oh, no. Oh, no. I think it still is salvageable. I glued this over the fold. I didn't want to do that. I probably should have made these pockets a little bit shorter. And not the exact size. But there, maybe that will work. All's good, all's good, all's good. Okay, so now we got the base made. I just have to cut out a circle, and I still haven't come across my acetate. Like I said, I did once a few days ago, well, several days ago now, but I haven't found it again, which I'm very upset about. But I will find it. Believe me, I will. In the meantime, I can use something else. So again, if you don't have acetate, then don't worry about it. There's other things that you can use, packaging. If you even want to bother with it, you know, you don't have to. All right, so I'm going to get my Sizzix, and I'm going to just cut either an oval or a circle or something out of here to make a nice spot for one of the photographs. So I'm going to do that off camera, and I will be right back. So my camera switched off on me after I turned it back on, so I'm not sure how much got cut out. So part of this video is obviously not going to make good sense, but I was just showing you that I was happy with this. I'm going to set it aside till I find my acetate and I'm ready to decorate. And then I'm very happy with this oval. I think a photograph is going to look really nice in there. Okay, so let's see if we can get something else made. I have no idea how long I've been on here now. I think for this one, I just need a single-sided piece of paper. And I'm not sure if this paper is directional or not. There's words, you know, scattered on it, but they go every which way, and it kind of looks like it should go this way to me. So I'm going to cut a piece off here. I'm going to make that large tag that I like to make that we can put some writing paper in. So I generally like to make those about 7.5 inches tall. So that's how we're going to cut this piece down. I like these papers, these paper packs I've gotten these from, because even though they are flowered, you know, floral, I think they're really going to go well into this vintage journal, vintage nursing journal. So I think I'm going to make it like the butterflies are going like that. Oh, for heaven's sakes. That looks like a dragonfly, and that's a butterfly, and they're both... All right, so I want to cut this about 8 inches, so it's about 4 inches across. Set that piece aside. And then I'm going to use my cutting board here just to cut. I want to score this at 4 inches. Gee whiz, you could almost play a tune on this wire that's in here. I love this wire. Believe me, I do. That's why I like this printer so much. It helps you get a better idea for exactly where you want to be. Okay, so this is very, very, very simple. Just fold it in half. Try to get it. Okay. And then I'm just going to glue this. Well, maybe I could round the corners first because it's almost impossible to use the cutter after you've got glue on it. Okay. So I really do like this piece. It's sort of kind of interactive. I mean, you know, you've got your hidden journaling spot inside of it. So, all right, so I'm just going to glue it together at the top and all the way around like an L shape. No, I'm not going to glue it. I'm going to glue it at the top and at the bottom and leave the side open. And this could go either way, but I think... No, I'm going to leave it this way, I guess. It doesn't matter. Oh, my little glue bottle is doing so well. I'm so happy. Boy, I was fighting with the glue the other day. My goodness, I couldn't get any of these to work, but they all just needed a good cleaning. Fortunately, I don't really have 2 sets. Like, I don't have 2 sets of the Sugar Bell, but I do have some others that I really like, and they were clean, so I transferred, what glue I could. The Fabri-Tac doesn't always want to cooperate with the person, which I'm sure you're familiar with that, anybody that's watching me. I saw, talking about die cuts, I watched a video this morning of this gal. Now all this really needs, I'm going to go ahead and pitch a hole here and put a eyelet in it. And then when I'm ready to decorate it, I'll decorate the front of it, but this will just go into a pocket. Let me see here. Let me get my crocodile out. But anyway, I watched this lady, and oh my gosh, I don't know how many die cuts she had. It doesn't matter how many there were. She had them so organized, it wasn't even funny. She had a book. I mean, I think it was so marvelous. I just don't have that patience, I guess, to do that. You know, it's just not my cup of tea. So I just need to kind of use this little 0 ruler. I've got it going all over the place. I guess that's about 0 right there. I'm just going to make a pencil. Make a hole right there. I'm very bad at eyeing things to center them. Sometimes I do a really good job, but other times not so much. And so, excuse me, just one moment. Somebody's trying to text me, I think. Oh, advertisements. I hate that. Interrupt me in my important work. Okay, so let me see if I can find an eyelet to put in here. Now, I don't want to go too, I mean, flowers, I love flowers. I think florals can go in everything, but I really don't want to make it too, like, girly. But she had a book that she had pictures of all of her dies in, and then they were numbered. I don't think that is pink. I hope it is. She had her dies all pictures of them in this binder, and that's yellow. That's not pink. I'm glad I caught it before I smashed it, because maybe I'll just put a gold one in there. Tons of gold ones. Yeah, she had pictures of them, like in the packages. And if they didn't have the packages, she just laid them out and took pictures of them. And then she numbered them. Each one had a number. And it wasn't each individual die necessarily, but like a set of dies. You know how some dies, if you use them, they come in a set of, you know, more than one. And she had them numbered, and then she would write in this book, in this journal, what number they were. I mean, what she'd number them, and then she had them stored somehow. I don't know how she had them stored. She didn't show that. I would love to see it. I love people that have that kind of organizational skill. I just, oh, that did good. I just don't have it. When I was working as a nurse, I did have good, my workflow was good. I nailed that. Okay, so we've got 3 pieces, because I have no idea how long I've been on here. And I apologize if this is like an hour and a half long. Just watch what you can watch, and don't worry about it. I mean, I'd love it if you'd stay with me through the whole thing and listen to my nonsense, but I don't expect you to. Okay, what else do I want to do? This is a cute little folio thing, but I don't think I want to do that. I could do this pocket again. Maybe. I think I made this folio. This is a nice little folio because it's pretty flat. It's not bulky. But I don't know if this paper is really, even this time period, I don't know if it's really heavy enough. But it might be. Now I know this looks like the same, but it's not the same at all. It's just the same kind of colorway. So maybe I'll make this little folio. This should be quick and easy. And how did I put this in here? Oh, I glued it to this envelope. Okay. So I don't think this is 12 inches long. Let me see how long it is. I can't take out to measure. I need to grab this big old ruler over here. Oh, so this is 11 inches. This is made from a printout. I mean, a printable. Looks like. So I can make it 12 inches, and this is probably 4 inches tall. Maybe I don't think it's 6 inches. I think it's 4 inches. I was wrong. It was 5 inches. So I could cut it by 5 inches and then just score it so it fits. Well, these little pockets fold up. So these are 3 inches. So 5 and 3 is 8. So I'm going to do 8 by 12. All right, let's give it a go. Let's give it a go, and this will be the last piece that we do. And hopefully I can get my printer to work this afternoon. Oh, maybe this is directional. Another little piece over here. Okay, so I got 1, 2, 3 pieces. I set them over my little tray. Okay, so 3 pieces I've got, and I want to score this at just so these lap over. Let's do these little. These should be the same size. I guess it doesn't matter. All right, let me just score this. I think I'm going to score it at 8. 8.5. I mean 4.5 is 9. I'm going to score it at 2, 3. I'll score it 1, 2, 4 1/4. 4 1/4. I hope this works. 4 1/4 by 1, 2, 3 and a half. All right, let's see here. How did we do? So this is gonna fold here, and then this is gonna fold. Not gonna fold there. Well, I could either put another score line in it, move it over about 1/4 inch, but that would show, or I could just trim it ever so slightly on this edge. I think I'll just trim it ever so slightly on this edge because see, it's not gonna. I'll fold this way, all right. Well, that's all right. I can go like this. Oh, it still needs to. It needs to be trimmed off a little bit. Just a little bit. So that's what we're going to do. Just want to get it straight. This little thing cuts very smoothly, I have to say, for a little whippersnapper. Perfect, that is perfect, whichever way it goes. I just fold this down really well, give it a good press. Okay, then I'm going to score it. I'm going to score it across here. I'm going to use my little scoreboard. This is the bottom. I think I cut this too tall. But that's okay. I'll just make it a little taller. So 1, 2, 3. I'll go 3 inches, or I'll go 2.5 inches maybe. I just need to use a bigger scoreboard. Oops, I just lost one of my lights. Okay, so I want to score my pockets. I'm going to make it about 2.5 inches. So I'm only going to score this way, and I hope I'm doing it right, but it will work, I think. Actually, I could have scored it all the way, because I'm going to cut that last one off. Okay, so it doesn't really matter. I just need to decide which way I want it to go. Which do I want on the inside and which do I want on the outside? I think I kind of like this for the outside better. Doesn't make any difference, they're both pretty. Alright, so I'm going to attempt to cut this as straight as I possibly can. Get it under the light here so I can see. Put my spectacles on. Alright, come on, Maggie. Don't keep these people waiting. Okay, so this will fold up like this. Now I can I love this scoreboard because I think it's more accurate, but it's awfully big and bulky. Okay, I can cut this line here so these aren't so bulky right there. And then I will use a piece of this to make a tuck spot for it. Or I could put a belly band there. Maybe I'll put a little belly band there. All right, so I'm just gonna cut my smaller scissors. I'm going to cut these apart. And I'm going to put a sliver out. You know, my head is feeling much better than when I first started this video, so that is a very nice thing. I'm very happy. Oh, these aren't the same size, so it doesn't matter. Let me notch them. I was gonna notch them together, but they're not the same size, which is okie dokie. Somebody trying to... So my battery totally died on me. I was afraid it was going to do that, which means I've probably been on here much longer than I should have been. So I apologize. So I'm just going to finish this up real quick, and then I'm going to say adios for today. So let me glue these on here. It shouldn't have taken me this long to make these things. So I apologize to you if you're still with me. I personally tend to like longer videos, especially in the evenings. I often watch, there's a particular creator, YouTuber that I watch while I'm eating breakfast. And so I think I'm gonna make a little belly band right here. I think I'll save this oval that I cut out. I could probably put something on that. There's another little piece I can make a tag out. I'm not going to do all that right now. I just really want to put a little belly band on here and call it a video. I think I'll cut it off of here. Maybe an inch and a half. It's 5 inches or 4 inches. Maggie. Oh, I'm so glad my head is feeling better. I wish I would have waited to start this video till after my head was under a little bit better control. So this needs to be 5.5. You know, I was never one that got headaches, even though my eyes were, you know, I was so blind without my glasses until I had laser surgery done. But I never really got headaches. Maybe occasionally if my eyes were real tired or something. But boy, when I started getting these migraines, whew, I didn't know what hit me. Whoops. All right, so this will get all decorated up. And it can actually go in a pocket, or it can be glued down to the page like this was glued down. I think I might put it in a pocket though. All right, guys, so we've got one, I think we've got 4 pieces. That should not have taken me more than an hour to make. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So there you have it, guys. Sorry this was such a long video, and sorry that I wasn't feeling well. I am feeling better now, so I wish I was starting this video instead of ending it. But that's the way life is sometimes. So I'm going to say goodbye. I hope you all have a good rest of your day and be blessed. I do pray for y'all before I start my videos. And so please like and subscribe if you haven't. I know this was a long video and I'm still rambling on, and I'm sorry. So I'm just gonna say goodbye and thank you for being here today. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Bye, everyone.